Hi, and welcome back to That's So Nova. Oh, and there's an echo. Hold on. Welcome back to That's So Nova. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, our Patreon, thank you for coming back. Today we're going to be doing another Unleady Designs. It's the Isipaje Purse. This bag is a small wallet. You have a lot of different options. I'm going to go over some, but we're going to be making two different card slots, but there is an option to have on one side a zipper pocket. So inside this wallet, you have your ID card. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card slots and the area to place your money. And it is closed up with this nice, oh, I forgot, there's like a little pocket in here, which would be good for your keys or mints. And with a nice 24, I have a 24 line spring snap, but you put it in a spring snap, it'll work out perfectly. If you don't have a spring snap, you can get riveted magnets, or you could try this with cam snaps as well. But if it's magnet, you would need to, the magnet would, it will be seen inside the wallet area where you have the cash, but it can be concealed underneath this flap. So if push comes to shove, you could do it, but then you're knowing that you're going to have some exposed areas. And then if you keep sliding your hand in to get cash out, it can be very uncomfortable. So I would highly recommend a spring snap like it's recommended in the pattern. And it's good to try different things. You can get a spring snap set, like handheld set riveting, for Amazon for under $10. And once you get it, I promise you'll be using spring snaps in a lot of bags because they're really cool. They come in all these different finishes. This one's like an antique copper. Again, if you don't have that and you're trying to use what's in your stash, if you have cam snaps, you could probably get away with it if you're using like cork or softer vinyl. This bag, you would need all non-fraying materials. It doesn't have any interfacing because cork or vinyl or leather, it can kind of hold its own. This little one is made with leather, and I actually think this wallet is super fast to make. You'll see, super cute, and has tons of different options for you to have. So let's get down over here. I'm going to show you, there's some different, if you go to page, if you go to page 3, you'll see that there is an option to have the one I have, where there's 3 card slots on one side, 2 card slots and an ID slot on the other side. But you can choose to have a zipper wallet. The zipper wallet is a super cute take because you could stick coins or your keys in it. For me personally, I like the more card slots I can have, the better it is. This doesn't take up a whole lot of any materials. There's no interfacing. So let's get started. So I'm going to be using option 1. And great thing about this pattern is you have a right and left option. If you want your card slot or your ID window on the left side or the right, we're going to be doing on the right side for me. But whatever side you want is absolutely perfect because there's options, and it gives like... I like it gives you options because it's really good if you're right-handed, left-handed, or ambidextrous. You have more of a range. Then on the card slot 2, you can either do card slots or you can have the zipper pocket. I'm going to briefly go over the zipper pocket when we touch down in that section. But right now we're going to be focusing on prepping. So when you're prepping your bag or your wallet, you are going to remove this and put this on the table. Put a clip here so I can remember where I'm at. All right. So on the card slot, you are going to cut out your window, and you're either going to use the right side or left side of the cutout. If you use the left side, it'll be folded this way on the wallet. If this was the wallet back base, it'll be folded this way. And if you're cutting it like me on the right side, it will be facing this way. You have to cut out your ID window, and then there are 2 slots. So with this being said, we are going to get started on making the first part of the card slot. Though I'm telling you right now, it's more prep work than actual sewing. And for these, you can use I used a mallet and a hole punch, but you can use like a rotary hole punch, and or I know a lot of people use the table one. And then you just cut a nice clean slit between hole to hole in the center of the two holes. What I recommend is to make sure you have a nice sharp blade if you're going to use your rotary, or if you're going to use a box cutter. Just make sure whatever blade you have is nice and soft, because based on the material, you're going to want to make sure that there's no, I call them burrs. And I know if you follow me for a long time, you know I use the word burrs, because they're like little rogue hairs that come out. When I use cork, there's some right here. I'll just do a nice heat seal. I'm not trying to burn it, but I'm trying to singe any like raw fraying edges. All right. So with this, we did the prep. We're going to start on making the bag. So the one with the card slot, we're going to flip over. We're going to get ribbon. I didn't have ribbon, so what I did is I have this ton of this material that is like for tailoring for shirts, and I like to use it in my card slots because it's really thin. It's kind of even opaque if you look at it in the light. You can see my fingers through it. It's black, so it is. If you can find 2.5-inch ribbing, then go for it. I found having a little ribbing a little bit wider than the pocket slots, or from here to here, makes a huge difference, and that's what I went for. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler, and we're going to go to page 12. Okay, we're going to be doing some using some double-sided tape and whatnot. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line. You can use a chalk pen or whatever is at your convenience, something that doesn't seep through. So you can see on camera, I'm using a blue Sharpie gel pen. They're like my secret pens that I love the most because they just are amazing. Then you're going to get some double-sided tape, which mine's just suddenly... Have you had things that just disappear when you're not using them and you're like, wait, I know I have it. Okay, so that's going to be the double-sided tape today. I'm going to use this, I guess 1/8 of an inch I have around here. That is so weird. It was just here, I promise you. That's life, right? Let me see. I'll be right back because I cannot find even the 1/8 of an inch. I'm sorry about that. I had to find some double-sided tape. Apparently all my tape wants to go missing when I'm filming, and I just used it to make this wallet. So what we're going to do now is that I'm going to bring you back down over here. We're going to, when you put your clear wallet vinyl part on, make sure it goes all the way to the first slip of the thing, because this is where you're going to slide in the card. So we're going to install our first set of stitching using 1/8 of an inch, and you can use a 3 millimeters, 2.5. A smaller stitch is great. You're going to have threads, so we're going to pull them to the back. So this is this first. There's one. You see, there's 3 slots. The one right above the vinyl, you're going to make a false stitch. I apologize, I stitched it, but I guess apparently it was not filming. It's one of those days, but we got this. We're gonna do the 1/8 of an inch away. The Teflon foot helps a lot when you're using cork or vinyl because it just like glides. So with long tails, I'm gonna bring these to the back. And I'm sorry if you hear water, like I'm in the basement, so anytime someone's using the sink or the lavatory, it just runs. And if you hear a humming, that's the heat too, because right now it's kind of chilly outside. So the house is getting all warmed up. So you can use a thread burner, or you can use a lighter to finish off the tails. But I think if you tie them a couple times and then just like cut it really short, you should be fine. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of heat. I would not recommend dabs of glue on this part because we're going to be putting the ribbing up to go into the next, getting prepared for the next card slot. If you do that and the glue sticks, then it's going to be kind of hard to get your card slots in. So I'm just going to hit it real quick, real fast with the flame. Trying not to like try to stay too long or you get that smoking effect. And we need to be more cognizant of like what we're breathing in. So what you're going to do is that 1/4 a piece of inch of the tape I told you to put on the bottom, you're going to have it face, you're going to put your, you're going to stick your ribbing on and kind of do this. And then you're going to stitch all the way around the vinyl. And so your ribbing will get caught in that stitch too. You pull the threads to the back like we just did on the top slip and you'll be fine. Now, what you can do for this one also is that you can cut a fun shape or like a rectangle or oval, or you can make it a heart. So inside the whole area, it can help slide out your card when you're done. So we're going to now take this piece and we're going to put it on the top line right above the card slot. That's why we made a false one, because if you stitch the ribbon onto the first one, you're not going to be able to stick your card slot in. So we're going to carefully take the ribbon and gently pull it taut. And then we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to stitch the second line. At 1/8 of an inch. And I know it's confusing because you're looking at it and you're like, I see so many slits, where am I supposed to go? Just think circle to circle. Take your time because I know it's top stitching and you just want it to lay really nice, and I don't blame you. I'm the same way. We're gonna, fair warning, this is a thready project. I have so much thread all over my pants and my shirt because of this. But it's worth it because it's a really cute pattern. And I'm hoping that the little tips and tricks that I'm giving you help you achieve like the wallet you want. Because I feel like this is a perfect scrap buster. It's a very chic, cute wallet. You can put a zipper pocket and then make it for a small child or a person that has coins, or in my case, some candy of some sort. The zipper pocket is super cute as well. I am a person that likes a lot of card slots because you get gift cards or membership cards. I like to have everything in my wallets, whether it's medical, flex spending cards, you know the drill. So having it there having a lot of card slots helps me out tremendously. And then again, I have my tails. I'm just going to yeah, you setting them on fire. I'm not going to lie. But see, because of that, now you can slide a card into here. That'd be super cool if you know how to cut out the Millennium Falcon or the Hope symbol for Star Wars. I'm just saying. So now we're going to grab some more double-sided tape, and we're going to put this 1/4 of an inch up from where we left it, where the bottom of the black ribbing or ribbon that you have. Remove it. We're going to bring this back down, finger press it, and keep removing threads, because I'm telling you right now, between double-sided tape thread, it's real. So we're going to now move this top layer of double-sided tape and gently press it. Now you will trim off any excess ribbing up here. Now you don't want it to show, so have it a little underneath. This double-sided tape will help keep everything in place, but now you have your one card slot, and I just lost the Hope thing that fast. I'm telling you, it's one of those, don't lose everything. So here's this card. You have your left pocket, you have now another secondary pocket to put cards in. Now, what I did on this part is you're going to wind up folding this in half. You're going to fold it on half on each other like this, because we're going to put them together, and you're going to be stitching a 1/8 of an inch here. So what I did to make sure that nothing else moved is I used, yeah, more double-sided tape. So I'll show you what I did. I took some double-sided tape, and this is how I know everything was extra secure, because I'm putting double-sided tape over. This is not in the pattern. This is just something I did because I know that with raw edges, I like to either edge coat or use a fabric pen. And if you use a fabric pen, you need everything to be closely bonded as possible. So I'm just going around the perimeter. You can use 1/8 of an inch. You can use like glue sprays, like the quilting one, like Sulky or whatever. Whatever is easier for you and won't gum up your machine. If it gums up your machine, you can do what I do. I have alcohol wipes and baby wipes where I just wipe down the needle. But I just want that extra security that I know all the pieces are lined up. And I'm just going around with my double-sided tape on all 4 sides. Now, again, this is not in the pattern. This is just a Nova tip. And you'll see why in just a minute. So let me cut this. Man, this double-sided tape is like real, because it is like taking off my nail polish. So what I like to do is I like to meet these two together. One point to one point, and I will readjust. It's kind of hard because I know I put double-sided tape on both sides, but it's kind of like when you're using Fabri-Tac or vinyl glue, if both sides have tape, it's going to stick better. So I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to roll. And now this is like a really cohesive one piece. So before we top stitch, let me go briefly over here on this. You would need to cut out your rectangle on your wallet one if you're using a wallet. I'm going to double let you know I am not doing the zipper part. I just want to run over it briefly. You would then also get your cotton or lining piece, and you would open this up, put all raw edges together. Again, double-sided tape or glue, and you would open it up. I'm going to just show you. It will be easier to show. So I'm going to take the double-sided tape. It's easier actually to use cotton because you can just iron it on. Iron this little opening. There's a pattern piece that shows you it's like a zipper pocket, and it's very similar. It's really clever. So you would open this up. And you would put you'll put your zipper in here, and then you would sandwich this in. So when you close this area would have a zipper, and this will fold in. So it would be like the opposite to this side. This side would have a coin bag, and this would have a place to put 2 credit cards. But because I'm not doing this zipper thing, the zipper pocket, I'm going to be doing the other piece. There's so many like amazing options on here. I do like the zipper. I just don't use as many coins as I have, but I thought it would be really endearing I have friends that do coin collecting, and they throw them in their wallet. Like if they see a rare penny on the floor or whatever, I think it's super cool. I would offer this as an option to them. I would offer this option also to a child, because children like to collect little money that grandparents, uncles, aunts finding stuff and they could just throw it in there. And I'm like, would be super cute. Then you also have ideas of having creative zipper pulls, so it could be accent features. So I do love the zipper pocket, but I just wanted to show you, most people I think stuff their cards like I do. We have our insurance card, like our health insurance and our, you know, car insurance. We have all these cards to Sam's Club, Costco, like all these membership cards that I prefer to have a lot more card slots. And I love the option of having that because this just makes life so much easier. I can just pull it out and I love the way it looks. Okay, so we're going to now go hop on over to page 18, and she briefly talks about edge coating. Edge coating, you can edge it, you can do it on the edges of this side and this side, and she gives you exactly where you need to edge coat at. So let me go ahead and grab, apparently my basket's on the floor. Okay, let me go ahead and grab card slot G, the backing, and then I already finished card slot D on this side. So you can see on over here, I have my 1/8 of an inch stitching. I'm going to do that on this side. We're doing this on the, not the raw edges, but the closed end to give it a nice clean finish. And you could back stitch, and I'm going to use 1/8 of an inch. My presser foot is actually less than 1/4, but I know in between the toe of this presser foot is 1/8 of an inch. And I just back stitch 2 stitches. Okay. So we have both pieces. Now when you get it, let me singe the ends here. All right. When you get this, you're going to put your card slot on the back piece. Immediately, what's going to be a red flag in your eyes is that this is hanging over by like 1/4 of an inch. It is purposely done this way so that way you can stuff more money into your cards. It's actually brilliant. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, you're going to line these up edge to edge. I'm going to clip them in place, and you want the top and the corner to match up. The bottom is not going to match up because it's designed to be a little shorter than the pocket pieces. And when you see this get down, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, she is brilliant, because that's exactly what I said. I was like, this is amazing. All right. So we're going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch across only at the top of the card area. I'm using a really neutral color. I'm using 40 weight thread from Waywack, and my thread, my needle is like just a regular, I think 9014. And what I'm going to do just for wear and tear is I'm going to back stitch when I'm getting off and on, because they're going to be extra pockets you have inside of here, and I'm going to stuff more cards in this slot. I'm gonna stuff more stuff in there, and I don't want it to get like the stitching to kind of get it too much wear. So a little back stitch helps with high tension areas. And of course you back stitch at the beginning and end of any of these. So right here in the pattern on page 19, you're going to see on page 19 and 20, she's going to have a line showing where you need to have edge coat. So you're going to need a right here and on this side. So I have what I did is I went into my, this is like a little tip for mine. I'm sharing it with you guys. So what I did is I went in with my cork with a U.S. Art Supply fabric permanent marker. These are the markers that they use on t-shirts that stay forever if you wash them, whatever. And I luckily had a color that matched exactly. And as you can tell, like I'll just put my signature on here. It matches right. You just wind up, before I made any of the pieces, I went over each piece and kind of singed the edges. And then now that I'm going to be going down this side, I want to make sure that everything looks good. And I'm just going to basically color in the white spots or the beige spots. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to do with applique too. Like if I'm doing appliques, I will like to use some kind of fabric permanent marker and go for it. So once that's done and your edge coat's done, if you do edge coating here and here, let it dry. Do your base coat, sand it, base coat, sand it, then color, in between color, sand, and then something to protect the top coat. Like this is edge paint. So it's like sanding, coating, to make it look smooth. All right, so while that is supposedly drying, let's put this aside. We're going to take our pocket that goes in the front. It is pocket piece F. And what I did for this piece is I made sure I wrote like a small little T because the button thing is a little like 1/8 of an inch shy from being in the middle. So I just wanted to be on the safe side. As you can tell, I used the marker all on 4 sides. And now we're going to install the spring snap. So what I'm going to do is I have a Mika San Marco press, and with it they have this beautiful cam snaps that they have in where I'm going to be using the cam snap set. So the melt-in is like a Audi button belly, button belly. And that goes on the top. It depends, because I have never used a cam. I'm thinking about getting a secondary machine, either for like cam or one from Inline, so that way I can give you guys exact pieces. Reason why I go for Mika San Marco is because they're a small mom and pop shop, and they're pretty cool. So I'm going to stick the back of my stud inside the hole that I created. There on the pattern piece, there is a hole you could just punch it through. And I'm going to install this. This feels like it's not a great set. All right, there you go. So I have this all installed. And I'm going to take the bottom of it has like I want like a small little round stud that goes into the back male piece, so that way it can fit. And this actually, when you put it in, you can kind of feel the spring. I don't know if you can hear that one. There's a spring that's why they call them a 24 line spring snap, because they bounce back. They're really resilient. They're something I love to use a lot. I learned how to use it in lieu of a magnet. But Cam Snap has a really cool magnet that has rivets. This will be a perfect opportunity to use those because they're kind of amazing. So I'm going to now, it's just putting in the female portion, so that way when we apply it, it'll be ready to go. All right, so with this part goes onto the back of your main piece, pattern piece A. So be cognizant of not trying to put this piece right here. You have to put it on this side, and there's measurements. We're going to go a 1/2 inch down. And then this is what I do. You can put double-sided tape, or you can use washi tape to hold it in place while you're sewing. I'm going to put just double-sided tape on the bottom. That's why I wrote that T. So that way I wouldn't forget, on the bottom. So I'm going to go a 1/2 inch in. So I'm marking 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to grab another ruler, and this, I'm going to go 3/8 of an inch on each side. Just kind of making an L. And then I want to make sure it's 3/8 of an inch on the other side. And making sure that it's at the 1/2 inch. It's a little under 3/8 of an inch on each side, so I'm going to measure, and I will measure 1,000,000 times, because buttons they have to be extremely accurate, or it closes weird. And all right, I think I got it. I'm going to press that double-sided tape down really nice on this side, and I'm going to now stitch around this at 1/8 of an inch. Now, you could top stitch this just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. I did edge coat it with that pen, so I think it'll be fine. But if you definitely, I don't know, I kind of want that stitching. So I'm going to fold this under real quick. I said it to you and I'm like, man, I think I want it. I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch on the top. Again, diverting from the pattern. I'm sorry, I just have this theme with tops of the pockets all matching. I'm going to back stitch to the beginning and end. All right, so it's still there. Okay, so we have a nice crisp pocket look, and we're going to sew this all the way around, going down, across, and up. Back stitch, and kind of, because this is an area that can get a lot of tension as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to go as an angle, like a triangle first, up, back and forth a couple stitches, and then I'm going to go reverse just to lock it in. Because I think this will be a great place to put a key, like a spare key, or your main debit card, or something that you're going to you use a lot. You could just have it on the front of the bag, and it'll look the wallet, and it'll look really cool. Okay, so I'm going to go in and do a triangle again. All right, we have that all stitched away. Trim up the threads. All right. So what we're going to do is now going to transfer. There is a transfer mark where you need to place. It helps with your placement of your back pocket. And I'm just going to use some chalk, some white chalk. All right, move the pattern piece to the side. And we're going to, we have our transfer marks. This will be a good time to, like, if you need to add, to edge paint, this is the time to do it before you start putting the bag together. And if you need to put if you want interior, like more to glue things down, like to have things glued down, this is the time to let them dry, so you can put them together. Then we're going to take our piece, and we are going to match. We're going to take these down, and we're going to put them down to the bottom, because we're having a 1/8 of an inch opening here, and all these corners need to match up. So I'm just going to grab some clips and start matching and connecting. I'm just going to put a clip up here too. I'm telling you, I had a bazillion clips around. See, because when this folds up, it's going to fold in on itself like this. So what we're going to do now is grab our pattern piece H, which is the flap, and we're going to match. We're going to do some top stitching. Now this part right here, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to flip this over because I love the top stitching. This is, you need to use test piece and see how your bobbin is doing. If you know that for a fact, if I top stitch this all the way around, it's going to catch something and it's going to go crooked or wonky, then do what I'm going to do. I'm going to go from the top and just trust the bobbin, and then we're going to install the female portion. So I'm going to start right down here because I'm going to sew down this middle side, this one side, to, this is the part of the wallet. I'm going to start here. Part of the cash part, like where you hold the cash. Or movie tickets for me. I always put like in the side of the cash pocket, like movie tickets. I don't know why. I'm going to pivot. Move thread so they don't get caught. Yeah, trusting your bobbin sometimes, I know it's hard, but if you play around with the stitching prior to sewing, you can get it done. This area, this wall's a little bit thicker, part is thicker, because there is a lot to sew through compared to the other sides. So take your time, go slow. Use a hop jumper if you need it, and just go slow. Do it at your own pace. There's no race, and don't forget to breathe. Always breathe. And I'm just gonna do a couple back tacks on there. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a top stitching of 1/8 of an inch. That's gonna now go around the bag. Well, I mean, not from the top part. It doesn't need it. It just, to me, it looks more cohesive, if that makes sense. I'm just going to trim threads, and then I'm going to go bring it on over here. When I get to an area I know I have to pivot, I'm going to stop with the needle down. Stop with the needle down. And then what I do is I move the wheel all the way down until it starts to rise, and I just do one click to let it rise. So that way I don't have like skip stitching or wonky stitches. And we're going to just go all the way around. Alright, I'm going to bring the stitches all the way onto this side, back stitch, and we're done with top stitching. I'm just pulling any threads that got kind of caught in and trimming them up. Well, this is a nice wallet. I'm just saying. So you're going to have your area for your cash, extra things. There's so many cool things on this wallet. So we did our stitching. We went all the way around. Okay, so tips not shown in the photo. What I've adapted later at this stage is I use coat on the to coat the inside trim with contact cement to position it and keep it totally where the purse won't move, which is a great idea. I did use a lot of clips. There is only one area that's kind of like, oh, I'm going to hang out a little different, and I'm going to trim that up so it meets its even accord. And then I'm going to grab my little handy dandy fabric marker that decides that is the same color, and I'm just going to use the side, and I'm going to repaint any areas. I love these fabric markers. I think I got these ones from Springfield Designs. I don't know. I've had them for a really long time, but sometimes I'll just see them at leather shops, and I'm like, this is it. Or places that make shoes. They always have really nice fabric pins. As you can see, I'm just like this is my version of edge coating. And it will give a very cohesive look. Of course, you get edge coat. I did it on the other one. It's kind of super fast because it's not a lot to edge coat. It's just more patience going between each layer. Now, here's the con to this, because I know a lot of people are going to get excited. But the con is this all looks like one piece when it's edge coated. When this happens, you're going to still see cracks in between. So that is the negative with it. The positive is that you're not, if you lined up everything really well, it's going to not be that noticeable. All right. That looks good. All right. So then we're going to install the female part. The female part has the button that's going to be on the outside. I'm going to put it in the hole. The holes are already on the pattern really well. I just hole punched them with the paper hole puncher, and I go for it. Then I'm going to install my female button, and we're all done. This is a absolutely beautiful wallet. You open it up, you have a slip pocket right here. You have 1, 2 slip pockets, area for your cash. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an ID window. And you can't really put a lot in here. You could sew this over if you wish. I did that with the first one, but that's quick. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You have a fantastic chic wallet. Now, again, I really do recommend edge painting, but if you're like, no, Shnova, I seen the pen. Again, shoe stores for the pen. Leather places like Frog Jelly or Springfield or Tanny Leather. There's pens for everywhere. It doesn't transfer. You do have to let it dry for a little bit, but it's kind of like a permanent marker, but it's actually meant for it. I personally like this for something like this. Very like low maintenance. It's not going to have a lot of wear and tear, but I'm not going to lie to you. I love the way the edge coat looks on this one because it looks like one piece. So you have this one's made with leather. This one is made with cork. This is extremely light with cork. Extremely light. This one is a little bit heavier, but it could be the fabric or the print, but I really like this print of this cork too. So as you can see, with the pen, it looks really, really good, but this looks more cohesive. So it's up to you on what you want to do. We are done. You now have like an amazing wallet that you can make. Like this, the cork one, I like to work with Cork, and I've said it before and I'll say it 100 times. If I could work with Cork on every project, I would. I just don't have money like that. But this works out really well. If you had the zipper pocket, it would either be on this side or this side. You have a choice to pick left or right on any of the items. Again, cards. But the good thing about it is if you do the zipper pocket, you'll have still another slip pocket to stick cards in. You have your opening to put some cash in, and I think this is a great, fantastic gift. I can see it for all ages and all different walks of life. So I highly recommend it. So you have this beautiful coin purse, and you're ready to go. So I'm going to put the name of the bag, the owner of the bags, where you can pick up this pattern. There's no affiliate links. They are a small designer that has like amazing, absolutely amazing patterns. I've done one, and there's a couple patterns I've been eyeing that I think I'll want to make a video for. So hop onto the designer's page, purchase it if you wish, look at their stuff, and see if there's another bag you want me to make, or if they have another wallet or cubby or whatever, and we can go from there. But this is genius. This is the perfect scrap buster. This doesn't take a whole lot of material, and it could be such a great gift. And then you could one up it. Once you make enough of these, what if you put another pocket on the back? What if you install the zipper pocket on the back? Like, there's endless opportunities, right? So I'm going to put all the information where I got it. I'm using the Juki 5550N. I'm using a 9014 organ needle. I'm using Tex 40 thread from Waywack, and I'm using Tandy leather 1/4 of an inch tape. Pretty easy, very, very easy. The designer has other things like contact cement and things along that line, so that way it's not as labor intensive as glue. Contact cement just sews better. It doesn't gum up your needle because you let it dry. So that's one thing. But if your needles get gummed up, because my machine gets gummed up, clean it with alcohol and make sure you clean it after your project. So that is it for this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, if you could like and subscribe, it helps tremendously. Comment, share if you think it's worthy. If you're like, hey Shanova, I want to learn more from you, I'll have information for my Patreon information inside the description box. And if you're like, hey Shanova, I just want to say thank you, I want to buy you a cup of coffee, I do have a Ko-fi link, and I'll put that in the description box. So until the next time I see you, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. You make beautiful sewing memories. Stay safe. Happy sewing. Bye.